What is up, guys? It's Tony here, and today we're doing our typical unboxing in a chair. Just got the motherboard for the gaming computer build I'm going to be doing. This is a Z77A G45 MSI motherboard. It's just your typical i7 Ivy Bridge motherboard. The only difference is that it's made by MSI instead of just Intel or Asus or whatever other company there may be. So right off the start here, let me make sure you guys can see it. I say that a lot, but you know, it's kind of important. Got my drivers and utilities here. Put down that scissor. Here is, this is a serial ATA and SATA cable. Nothing special there. Kind of expected just to have a few cables in here. This looks like it is some sort of NVIDIA SLI, duh. And I'm going to be using that once I get two 4GB cards, which will be way down the line. And this here is what appears to be an installation guide of, it looks like something for LEDs in the motherboard. And of course the plate for all of the I/O ports to go onto my case. The manual, which is kind of important, so I won't lose that. And it looks like some Windows XP notes. I'm not installing Windows XP on this. I'm going to install 7. And it looks like a more in-depth manual of sorts. Here, this is important stuff. Right here. Let me get to it. You can see all of the ports and figure out what they all are, so you know where to plug in things. So now let's open this up. And in there, you can see behind the plastic is the motherboard. And I'm going to try to lift this out without breaking it in half or something. And I think this box after this is relatively empty. Let me make sure. Yep, looks like it. So I'm going to put this off to the side for now. And there is the motherboard. Let's take this out. It's pretty nice. It's not green as most motherboards usually are, so that's kind of interesting. It's been a while since I've worked with motherboards. Last time I worked with the inside of a computer with a motherboard, it was blue, because Macs tend to be blue. And this is the PCI Express. Okay, so let's look at this motherboard. Maybe I'll explain a few things here. I gotta be able to see what you guys see. So here is the RAM slots. There are 4 RAM slots. I think the maximum capabilities of this is 32 gigs. Here's where the processor goes. Once I get that, which should be very soon. On the side here, you have all of your I/O. Lots of cool stuff there. You got USB 3, USB 2, HDMI, VGA, DVI, tons of audio, and it looks like gigabit Ethernet, otherwise known as LAN. And then over here we got a PCIe Express 3.0 and another PCI Express 3.0, which could be for 2 graphics cards. And down here, I'm not really sure what this is. This might be a lower end PCI slot. And over here's all your SATA. For your for your hard drives and stuff. And there's a lot of things I gotta plug in here, it looks like. So we'll put it back on this anti-static plastic, and we'll go ahead and get this camera set up to where I could show you guys me installing it into my computer. And we'll be back in a few seconds. Okay, so we got the case here, and the first part with this case that we have to do is installing the I/O tray. Alright, let's try this again. It's the final chance. Let me get around here. Maybe get a better angle on it. Alright, alright, that's in. There we go. And we're going to mount the board in here. Get some of the wires out of the way. We're going to try to get this board in here. Okay, that's about lined in pretty well. I'm kind of going to let that hang there. Not exactly the safest thing, but at least it is at an angle a bit. I'm going to grab some screws here. Okay, now I got my magnetic screwdriver. Just going to help aid that.
Crossover. No commercial. 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 Crossover. No commercial.
I hope you guys like that fast motion there. It did take a while, but all the right screws are in. Alright guys, we're back. And sorry about that cut. My battery died on my main camera, so we're using my iPhone now, which actually might be a little bit better, I kind of realized. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing, like I was saying, is connecting the main exhaust fan to the motherboard, which simply goes like that, into that white area there. I only did that because it's the first thing I noticed that I really wanted to do. Okay, this is quite intimidating. I'm actually going to go ahead and look up a guide and figure this out, hook it all up, and then I'm going to bring it back here when I go ahead and have it all set up, and I'll show you the lights and everything, if I can get the lights running. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got this thing all hooked up and ready to go. The motherboard is all set up in there. Probably can't see it that well, but yeah, it's all hooked up in there, and I've got a bit of a problem. Let me hit the power button real quick. You can see all the fans turn on and then they turn off. We'll do it again. One more time. Fans turn on and then they turn off. The motherboard turns on, then it turns off. Everything just turns on for a good split second. And I could repeat this process over and over, as you can see. And they just turn right off. Now, I looked online and it looked like the biggest suggestion was that the motherboard shorted out, or I don't have everything hooked up properly. I was wondering maybe if it's because of the CPU. I don't have a CPU or RAM or anything really installed, so I thought maybe it was something to do with that or something that I hooked up incorrectly. If any of you guys have any experience with building computers and you might know the issue I'm having here, go ahead and comment below and tell me what your input is. I'm going to try to figure this out in the future, but we still have more parts coming on the way, including the CPU, the RAM, the hard drive, the graphics card, and more and more and more stuff that I will be installing soon. Hopefully I'll figure out this problem. I doubt it's anything major, and at least I doubt it's anything that can't be fixed. That's pretty much it. I am Tony, and I'll see you guys next time on the Gaming Computer Build.